Good afternoon and welcome back to the I have nothing better to do because I'm bored, so I'm making this video. And not much this afternoon. Waiting for the Brewers and the Cubs to start. There may be a bit of a snooze involved. Maybe, I don't know. Counted 14 games in the NHL for tonight. I had to look. First the game started at 5. Ottawa's playing tonight. Vancouver's playing tonight. Winnipeg's playing tonight. So we're good. So clearly after tonight, all Canadian teams will have played their first game of the season. Yep, welcome to the 2025-26 season. And only one team had qualified for next year's World Cup. Algeria finished first in their group. Yeah, I was talking about Egypt qualifying yesterday. Today it's Algeria's turn. It looks like that's going to be it for qualifying. CONCACAF is playing tonight. I don't think anybody's going to qualify tonight from there, so everybody back at it tomorrow. And the 11th, and the 12th, and the 13th, and the 14th. I think this window closes on the 14th. So, which would be the day after Thanksgiving. What time do I work? Oh yeah, 2 to 10. Ugh. Yeah. So anyways, that's that. That is that. I think this is on this day. 1966, Baltimore Orioles win the World Series over the LA Dodgers in a surprising clean sweep. 3 of those games, I think, were shutouts. Dodgers scored 2 runs. 2 runs. The entire series. And had 17 hits over those 4 games. Which averages out to a little more than 4 hits a game. Which is brutal. And the average was 142. A paltry 142. That's not going to win you anything. And not long after that World Series ended, Sandy Koufax suddenly retires. Well, he still had an arm. He even mentions, I don't know if cortisone shots are good for you or not. He figured he'd retire where he still had full use of his body, as he said. And they had a bit of clip of some of that press conference on, I think, getting Aiden, Ken Burns' series. Somebody asked him about the loss of income. And he said, well, if somebody had offered a lot of money for use of your arm, you'd give them every dime you had. Which is a pretty good response. He also became the youngest person to get elected into the Hall of Fame. I think it was pretty close to unanimous. Yeah, he would have had my vote if I was old enough then, but I wasn't even born yet. Imagine that. I think he had at least 1 no-hitter for 4 straight seasons. And I think the last one was a perfect game. Yeah. So there you go. That's what happens when you can't hit worth a hill of beans. You eventually get swept. But that's how good of a job Baltimore did on the Dodgers. I think there's a team that had Brooks Robinson on the team. I think. It was a couple seasons before Earl Weaver showed up. Because he was hired midway through the 68 season. He was there until the end of the 82 season. Imagine having Brooks Robinson, for a little while Frank Robinson. Let's see, you had Mike Cuellar, Jim Palmer, Dave McNally. I'm missing one other starter. There's four of them, I think, 1971. Each won 20 games. You're not going to see that anymore. Oh, no. Baltimore of the 70s had some very, very good teams. And it's a shame they just had the 1970 World Series to win the show for it. Honestly, I think they could have at least a couple more. Lost to Pittsburgh in 71, lost to Pittsburgh in 79. Who knows what they would have done with the Mets in 69. The Mets killed them in 69, by the way, just for the record. And there's something about those amazing Mets at 69. For the first, 6 years, 6 or 7 seasons, they were just god-awful. And the highest they were at, when it was 8th or 9th in a 10-team league. Somebody said, "Oh, there will be a man on a moon before the Mets would ever win the pennant." And actually that came true. Men landed on the moon in 69. In July of 69. And that October, the Miracle Mets. First wins the National League East. Then beats Atlanta in the National League Championship Series to win the National League pennant. And then beats Baltimore in the World Series. So figure that out. So yeah, there you have it. I think I'm done talking now. So, in the meantime and in between time, stay tuned for the next one.